All right, we're back. We're back, chat. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Today's Weather Tonight, family, pals, friends, beautifuls. I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I have returned from my hair dyeing journey, and you know, we laughed, we cried. There was blood, sweat, and tears involved, and I made it out the other side with, I think, probably the coolest hair I have ever seen on my head. Possibly the coolest hair I've ever seen. I'm just going to say it. It looks fucking amazing. I'm so happy with how this turned out. It looks exactly how I wanted it to. No notes, honestly. If I think of notes, I'm being dumb. It's like the prettiest thing I've ever seen. Okay, 2 notes. The blue here on the sides, I originally was going to put in racing stripe highlights of rainbow also on the side, so it would have been more interlaced, but this is kind of cool that it's just like a big fire on top. The blue was just kind of I ran out of time to do rainbow on the sides as well, and that's because there was some drama involved with how I actually accomplished dyeing my hair, and I had to do it quickly because of reasons. I look at that color palette, though. I'm screaming. I'm so happy with this. I cannot even believe I finally got I had to edit the color settings on the computer's camera settings so that I could actually show you what it looks like in real life, because this is pretty close to what it looks like in real life. Only in real life it's even more vivid. Can you imagine having orange frizz on top of a purple background? I'm just, that's my biggest news, is look how good I did. It did get a little bit muddled at the end here, but I almost like having a dark highlight at the tip. That's also a look. I could add a little dark at the end of these oranges if I wanted. Anyway, yeah, and look at this color. Look at this chaos, ectoplasm, and shiver. Oh my God. Into insidious and nebula, then cupcake, then megawatt mixed with yassify, then chaos again. I cannot stress to you enough how happy this makes me. I'm beside myself. Okay, so it took me a couple days to get back here. Did I miss any weather while I was gone? Yes, I did. There was so much weather that happened, record-breaking weather over the past 2 days. Let's talk about it. Down in the entirety of the Gulf Coast of the United States, everyone got record-breaking snow. In New Orleans, the record for snowfall was like 2.7 inches. They received 8 inches. Going from 2.7 inches to 8 inches is a comparison I'm not going to make on a family-friendly show. 2.7 inches, 8 inches. 8 inches of snow. When poor little Louisiana, she's only ever known 2.7 inches at most. This is a lot for New Orleans. They are, Bourbon Street and Canal Street completely iced over. Yeah. 2.7 inches was set back in 1963. There are 20,000 people without power. Unfortunately, 4 people were killed, but this is record-breaking snow. Of course, there was ice and car crashes galore, and so many flight cancellations and delays at airports, just everything in utter chaos, madness. You can see ice frozen on the Hudson River there, snow on the beaches in South Carolina. That guy just said it ain't supposed to snow down at the beach. That's all he's saying. And temperatures in the high plains so cold that your hair freezes. Louisiana plowing streets. Mardi Gras Central is currently iced over and people are having to just scooch along. Snow on top of sand at the beach. I've always wanted to see that. I guess this would have been the time that I got to see it. But God, it's really cool. That's so cool. I got to ask people who live down there, like, what's it like to see snow on top of a beach, like on top of sand? I can't even imagine like sinking my hand down into the snow and sand. Like what is that texture like, grabbing a fistful of powdery fluffy snow and wet sand? Like, does it hurt more when you land on it? What is that texture like? That is so cool. I can't even imagine. Anyway, yeah, snow in Southtown. Big story tonight. Let's actually, we'll get into weather when we get to it, but let's look at what our snowfall totals ended up being. Good God. 48-hour snowfall total. 72-hour snowfall total. Let's see. Holy crap. Can you imagine getting no snow in Massachusetts and then, what is this, 8 inches down in Louisiana? It's really like they just needed those freezing temperatures to set up this really moist area with a lot of snow. And you see, when it snows, it snows. This is just Gulf moisture meets the polar vortex getting completely lost. This is the air mass that's supposed to stick around the North Pole, just bowling balled itself down into the United States. And here we go. This is what happens. Let's see what seasonal. Now, with this storm, seasonal snowfall analysis, I think literally the only place that has not gotten measurable snowfall is this northern Louisiana, central Mississippi and Alabama, far west Texas, far southwest Arizona, and Death Valley and Southern California, coastal California. Those are the only places in the country that have not gotten measurable snowfall. It looks like, I think this means that all of the lower 48 states of the United States of America have seen measurable snowfall of at least, let's see, I think they've all got snowfall at least at 6 inches. Let's see, they've all gotten at least 6 inches in the season. Yeah, every single state has a purple. That is crazy. This is one of the coldest January since 2014, I heard. This is also one of the snowiest. We'll have to remember this winter 2024 into 2025 as one for the record books of what a seasonal setup is, what's required of a seasonal setup to make it a good winter or a bad winter, one that is a very wintry winter. I think having Saturn in Pisces, having so many outer planets in winter signs, Neptune in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, nodes in Pisces, Pluto conjunct the sun in Aquarius. I think having so many planets there at the end of the winter always throws snow into the forecast for January, but I'm going to have to do some long-term seasonal analysis on like multi-decade oscillations and like hemispheric oscillations. There are patterns in the weather that are bigger than just this storm or that storm. There's what are known as oscillations, like synoptic scale, global scale oscillations or waveforms that an example of those oscillations are the El Nino Southern Oscillation, or ENSO. That is what you know as El Nino or La Nina, and the phases of the oscillation, whether it's in a positive or negative phase, determines whether it's an El Nino or a La Nina. That is one of many types of oscillations that are happening. And you can think of these oscillations almost as an orbit of a planet, because they trace a sine wave, or they what is a sine wave, but if you flatten it back out, and or if you connected the 2 points of a wave, it would be a circle again. Can I make that any clearer? How do I, like a sine wave, right? That, like, it goes like that. When you can make it a circle. Okay, I don't even know how to give you a visualization of this. Oh, haha. There we go. You have your positive phase and your negative phase. They are like two halves. If you just turned them around, it would be a circle. So that is how a wave is the same as an orbit. It's just a path that it follows over and over again. This is why you use trigonometry. This is okay. I'm getting off topic. What was I saying? Oscillations. The Pacific North American oscillation, the PNA, is in a which one of these? Okay. The negative phase of the PNA can be thanked for these colder than average temperatures that just happened. This phase typically emerges on the backside of a weak La Nina. So this is a climate scientist talking about how oscillations can have patterns where their phases kind of overlap or lead and lag one another. So though the PNA, the Pacific North American oscillation, is a different one than the ENSO, the El Nino Southern Oscillation, the La Nina phase, when it's on its way out, which is what we're on, we're getting back to the middle, the zeroed out between La Nina and El Nino. We're ending the La Nina. When we're ending a La Nina, that tends to line up with the time that the PNA is in its negative phase, which means that we usually get colder temperatures making their way down into North America. But this is hopefully going to change in the next few weeks. Above average temperatures are expected from the southwest across much of the plains and east from February to April. This includes much of the south, which is most likely to see warmer than average temperatures. But those in the northwest and part of the northern plains could see cooler than average temperatures still. So, hopefully we will be done with this old man winter, this winter that makes everyone feel like an old man. I'm pretty sure that's what the expression means. Old man winter. It's temperatures so cold that you start feeling your aches and pains in your bones and joints, just like you're an old man. Oh, that's a fun one. Magnetic North Pole just shifted. What does that mean? It's on the move. Latest version of the Earth's magnetic field has just been released, and the so here is where the South Pole really is. Interesting. An update, years in the making. Let's see. Are there any other models? A billion-year process. The geodynamo has been active for billions of years. In about 40,000 years, the magnetic field would decay and vanish without the process of the regenerating magnetic field. So we wouldn't have a magnetic field if the poles weren't switching. It's the switching of the poles that makes the field. Okay. True north is right up here in the center. Magnetic north is here in, what is this? Canada? Why did I say it like that? What is this? Canada? Sorry. I'm cracking myself up. I missed you guys. I needed to be broadcasting. Hi, I'm so glad that you're here. I was going a little bit crazy not talking to myself for so long. I'm gonna go crazy if I don't talk to myself enough. Let's see. In contrast, the magnetic North Pole is different from the geographic North Pole, which is stationary where the Earth's axis of rotation meets the surface. In contrast, the magnetic North Pole shifts due to the dynamic motion of the outer core, causing changes in the Earth's magnetic field. So geographic north doesn't go by where the continents are. The continents go by. Geographic north is the center of the rotation of the center of the Earth's rotation on its axis. But the magnetic north is not there. It is actually the shifting pole. Recent shifts have caused it to move from the Canadian Arctic towards Siberia. Okay, that makes more sense. This last graphic had it in Canada, but I was like, I thought it was moving towards Siberia. Okay. The motion is driven by the changes in the strength of the magnetic field and the asymmetrical nature of the Earth's field compared to a simple bar magnet. World Magnetic Model is a mathematical representation of Earth's magnetic field created using data from satellites like the ESA's SWARM mission and ground-based magnetometers. It predicts the magnetic field's behavior at every point on Earth. Navigation relies on the okay. 5-year update cycle. This is less. Occasionally, unexpected changes in the outer core's flow necessitate off-cycle updates. For instance, in 2019, an update was released early due to faster than usual shifts in the magnetic North Pole in the Northern Hemisphere. So it does shift faster than usual sometimes. It's usually fine, though. But a shifting magnetic field could mean that you need to update your GPS. Just occasionally. Maybe the only thing updates are actually useful for. Okay, let's see. Rain in the forecast for Southern California. That could bring relief for the California wildfires, but it also could bring mudslides. Now, you want to put water on a fire that you want to put out. That there's no question about that. And it is a good thing to have fresh water instead of seawater. You can't just dump seawater on a place you want to grow vegetation on again. But just about everywhere in Southern California should be getting thunderstorms this weekend, beginning Saturday specifically. But there is a slight chance that all of the recently burn-scarred areas, the places where all the vegetation have been completely wiped away by the fire, and soils have been disturbed, and there's like lots of loose ash and stuff, rubble on the topsoil that hasn't been incorporated into the earth. That's like a big old chunk, a big layer of really unsettled dirt that will want to move very easily, even more easily than the dirt that would just be exposed on its own. So they have issued an executive order to hasten up cleanup efforts and mitigate the impacts of possible toxic runoff. So not only would mudslides be bad if mudslides did more damage by taking out houses and stuff, they would also be bad because this mud, this ash, could be toxic once it's liquefied. If it gets settled down and incorporated into the soil, it's not as bad. But this is kind of like coal ash, where you don't really want there's a lot of carcinogens in the burned remains of things. So they want to make sure that all the stormwater goes into the city's sewer system and stormwater system. Yeah. It will help settle the dust and clear particulates out of the air. But the ash and other chemicals on the road combined with rainfall could create slick conditions on some streets. So, they're not warning too much, slight chance of debris flow and mudslides. It could cause increased potential for flash flooding. There's a 10% slight chance of more significant rain totals, and heavier rain over a burn scar ups the risk of debris flow. It's a low threat for more rain, but it's not at zero. Something we have to pay attention to. So, though, nobody's doing an anti-rain dance. They still want rain, but be careful what you wish for, is all I'm saying. Drone reveals frozen Lake Michigan, ice as far as the eye can see. This is a very cool shot. Hi, Kaylee. I'm happy you're here. Welcome. Everybody see my new hair? It's the coolest. Oh, wait, my video stopped. Hold on. Yeah, play. Can't do this at the same time. I'm trying to show drone video of frozen Lake Michigan at the same time. This is how my hair turned out from dyeing it the other night. I am beyond thrilled with how it turned out. I'm so excited. I think it looks so cool. It looks even cooler in person, I swear. Like the purple and the blue and the orange and the rainbow. It's just kind of the coolest hair I've ever created. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with it. Yeah, that was me for the first 5 minutes of this video, was just talking about how much I love this. I used Chroma Daddy hair color pigments for this. So Chroma Daddy will be getting a shout out. I'm going to make a post about them eventually, but for now, I'm just living it up, enjoying this cool fucking hair. And man, that's so cool looking. I like when it looks like dry eczema skin cells on top of the lake, Now, if that doesn't say Venus and Pisces conjunct Saturn, what does, you know? That is just such a beautiful sight. Did they already show the evaporation? There's like evaporation and sublimation happening on the surface of the lakes. I think it's right after this clip. You can see the water vapor just like wisping off the top of it. I think it's such a cool process to witness. And this is a boat path drawn through here. So you can kind of see how like this almost looks like a plane going through the clouds. There it is. This is the video that I think is so cool. That is sublimation and evaporation coming off the top of the ice of, okay, one more time. Let's just go back. Nope, back to here. Yeah, look how fucking cool that is. This is the cloud bank forming from all of the water vapor coming off of this ice. Sublimation is the act of water going from the solid form ice to the gas form vapor. And also this is sublimation quickly followed by condensation, where it goes from vapor to liquid. Deposition is when you go from vapor to ice. But I think this is, I mean, it could be instant deposition and sublimation, but okay, no matter what, it's turning into clouds. You can see water vapor when it's clouds. You can't actually see water vapor. Water vapor itself is invisible, and once it is aggregate enough to be of meteorology right there. Whole science is. Water is very complicated. That's what I do. That's what I study. How water can be complicated. How can I make the most basic thing on earth so confusing and complicated? It's perfect for somebody who's like an overthinker. Get into meteorology. Here's some more complicated water. I'm cracking myself up with this tonight. I can't even water, but make it complicated. That's the weather for you. Here's some more complicated water. Wall of ice the size of Rhode Island heading toward penguin-packed island off Antarctica. Oh no. I read the article already. The penguins are going to be fine, probably. The headline makes it sound like this iceberg the size of Rhode Island is going to smash into the entire island where all these penguins are. Millions of penguins live. That's not exactly what's going to happen. It's not going to like crush and total the island of what is it, South Georgia Island. It's going to be fine. It'll probably just get stuck in the shallows. It might make it overall harder for the penguin parents to feed their babies, which makes some of the young starve. If the penguins have to swim around an iceberg to go out and get fish, they have to use more calories, so they have to eat more of the fish themselves to get to and from that daily commute. It's kind of like having to spend more money on gas rather than buy more food for your baby. Like, only there's no stupid economy involved. You just literally are eating more of the fish you would have been giving to your babies. Let's take something simple and make it complicated by comparing it to the economy. Human stuff. Okay. This is cool though, because they described it as a huge wall, a Game of Thrones style ice wall. I love when scientists reference fantasy. I can't even imagine how cool it would look with waves breaking against it and a bit of sunshine coming through the ice wall. That sounds so freaking cool. Can you imagine sun beaming through this big old ice cube? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, that's a cool headline. Get it? Cool. Here's a reason that I'm not on the television. Unfortunately, very sadly, tragically, an innocent, beautiful young soul, a meteorologist from Milwaukee, has been unjustly fired from her job at a local TV channel 24 hours after she called out Elon Musk for his clear Nazi salute. See, I would be fired so fast because I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't even I'm so beyond I didn't even post about Elon doing this because I am not shocked and thought it was very fitting. Like, of course he's doing this out in the open. I didn't even have liberal outrage because I'm so far past that. I was just like, yeah, I mean, he's kind of been dog whistling this for like decades. Unfortunately, Sam Cuffle is a meteorologist who posted on her personal Instagram story, dude Nazi saluted twice during the inauguration, and she got fired for saying this. She got fired for pointing that out. Apparently, some people don't think it was a Nazi salute. Apparently, even the Anti-Defamation League doesn't think it was, which, okay, I thought your one job as the ADL was to call this out, but sure, fine. I guess you're... It was founded in 1913, so obviously it didn't do much to stop the defamation of Jewish people and secure justice and fair treatment for all during the 1940s. So I don't know why I would expect them to do a good job of it now. But yeah, this is why people ask me why I don't just try to get a job on TV. And look how nice and normal and palatable and middle America cornbread this lady looks. This meteorologist, this scientist looks so normal compared to my like rainbow haired ass. And she got fired for being too outspoken politically. This person. So can you imagine what a news station would do with me? I wouldn't even be allowed inside the studio. Okay, that's a lie. I have toured a studio when I was a student, like looking for jobs, prospective jobs, but I was trying to be so normal back then. And even then I was like, this isn't going to work. I am not going to fit in. Fitting in has never been my strong suit. I've only fit in places where everyone is weird. The only place I fit in is in places where everyone's being themselves. And that's like not everywhere. My hair even looks a little bit like the Northern Lights if you see it from the right angles sometimes. I think that is very, maybe a little too yellow, but like it looks like it a bit. Yeah, really cool colors. We might get to see some Northern Lights here this weekend. So there was a coronal mass ejection on Wednesday. Going to produce a minor or greater geomagnetic storm on Earth on Saturday. So Friday and Saturday, we are looking for aurora forecast. We're looking for aurora. And we're going to be in the dark phase of the moon, which means we won't have much moonlight to like counterbalance this stuff. Yeah, see, there's no yellow in the aurora. That's the only thing that would make this hair aurora colored, is if I didn't have the yellow and orange. But really, really cool stuff. I've always wanted to see the Northern Lights in person. I hope I get to see them one day. Well, there is pink Northern Lights, but Northern. I sound like I'm Northern Irish when I say Northern. Northern Irish. Okay, let's go to. Oh, let me check your comments. I haven't had this open in the other. Okay. I seen your Batman. You watched my Batman video? I made that when I was so little. So little. You have the Star Wars dolls. That's cute. Yes. I actually think that might be. I think Elon might be the Antichrist, but I would believe Trump being the Antichrist too. I think at this point, they're fighting each other for it. Jesus is king. Jesus is the only way. That's true. Ask Zach Fox. When's the circus going to be in town? It's been here since Monday, folks. I'm just kidding. Everyone plays for the same team. All government is corrupt and evil. And I'm not scared. I don't get weird looks going out in public with rainbow hair and glasses. I'm not afraid for my life sometimes in the South. That's not. Oh, man. I think sometimes this hunting vest is this jacket is the only thing keeping me safe. I just like go real deep undercover. Like no one will know I'm gay if I just stay really, really still. It's okay. As long as I don't date anyone, they can lie to themselves about me. Wouldn't it be so annoying if I was also not even that gay and just a bisexual? And what if that was actually the truth? And what if I was straight and just looked like this? Would that be even weirder? Okay, I think it might be. Even weirder to just be straight at this point. Okay. I can't do that. Girls are so pretty. Girls are so pretty. I can't. There's no way I'm like just straight because that's impossible. That's impossible. But even a little straight, I thought was impossible a few years ago. And now Trump's president again. And I think I might be straight and fully actually a virgin and Catholic trad wife. Me. Don't I look like a trad wife? Never thought of having premarital abortions. Okay. Never, ever have I ever. Okay, we are derailing quickly from the weather. Let's get back on track, people. Okay, somebody keep me. Yes, you are very pretty. Let's get back on track. Let's talk about our volcanoes. Oh, volcanoes. Okay. Volcano updates. Volcanoes today. Maybe later. I don't have any money. Okay. Canlaon erupting. Sorry, I'm playing with my water bottle cap. I need to stop fidgeting off screen. Mount Ibu, Lewitobi, Lewitolo, the Lesser Sunda Islands. Volcanic ash, discrete ash, Samiru, Santiaguito. Everybody's doing pretty. Reventador has new volcanic ash emissions now. let's see, Merapi coming back online, getting in the headlines again. Ooh, okay, we've got another explosion, another eruption down in Kilauea in Hawaii. The effusive eruption returned to the Kaluapele Summit caldera at about 2:57 p.m. local time yesterday. Small spattering started to take place from the northern vent associated with the lava flows. At the time of the update, small 5 to 10 meter high dome-shaped fountains dominate the activity that feed a short lava flow. No signs of activity at the south vent. The seismic tremor reached its peak at 3 p.m. local time. Instruments detected a ground uplift beneath the Halua crater and is expected its reversion to deflation as the eruption goes on. So we are expecting that this will get a little bit, hold on, I gotta move the chat up here. Okay. Wait, no, that's not the chat. That's water vapor. Where's chat? Chat goes down there. Chat should go up here right quick. Just in case you guys say something so you can see it on screen too. Okay. So Kilauea is exploding again. Yay. Now this is a volcano eruption you can get excited for. Nobody's going to be in danger right now. They're in danger of tourists. I can guarantee you tourists are a danger, but that is personal opinion. Popo had new volcanic ash emissions. They went all the way to flight level 230. That is 23,000 feet up in the air. Santiaguito in Guatemala had occasional volcanic ash emissions. Nevado del Ruiz in Colombia had its volcanic ash has dissipated. Purache in Colombia had continuous volcanic ash emissions to 17,000 feet. Yeah, those are impressive when it's not just an ash emission, but like the plume itself is continuous all the way up. That's pretty cool. That looks scary. And Sangai, I don't know how to say that. Am I saying it right? Sangai? Sanjay? Sanjay? Volcano? Sangai, Ecuador. Sangai? I don't even know. I don't know why I can't think of any other way to say it. Explosive activity continues. Possible volcanic ash emission to 21,000 feet. Let's see. Anybody else come up in the past? Oh, we had Shivaluk activity. Kamchatka. Explosive activity continues. So Mount Kamchatka is exploding. Yeah. All right. Continuous volcanic ash emissions there. Awesome. Yeah. Let's see. Now, let's go to our earthquakes. Let's see who we got. Who's in our earthquake roundup today? Oh, I didn't want to make that full screen. I wanted to. Yeah, there we go. All right. So let's start where I am. 5.0 here between Turkey and Greece in the Bosporus. Let's see. This is a 5.0 at 10 kilometers depth. That's in the Aegean Sea. That is right on the coast of Turkey. So then we also have a what's our next one? Down here in Ethiopia, we had 3 4.7, 4.9, and 4.5, all at the Urta Ale volcano / East African Rift Zone / Great African Rift. There's actually 6 or 7 when I'm zooming in here. There's 4.9s. Let's see how many separate 4s were reported here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separate 4s, very close to being 5s, all reported there. We also had a 4.4 out here in the Gulf of Aden. Is this the Gulf of Aden? Yes, it's literally where it says Gulf of Aden on the map. This is between Somalia and Yemen, halfway between both of them. 4.4 out there, and that is on a fault line on a plate boundary between the Indo-Australian plate and the African plate. The Arabian Peninsula is kind of on its own little squished up part of the Indo-Australian plate. It's a different thing altogether, though. Over here, though, in the what sea is this? It's the Gulf of Oman. What sea is the Gulf of Oman into, though? Like, is that the Black Sea, the Red Sea? Which sea does the Tigris and Euphrates flow into? Anyway, here in Iran, here in near coastal Iran, we had a 4.7 at 10 kilometers depth. So lots happening in Middle East, North Africa area. Mediterranean, place. 5.3 and a 4.8, both out here on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. One of those was on the 21st. The 5.3 was on the 21st and at 0 kilometers, and the 4.8 was at 10 kilometers and today. Then over here, checking north and south, we had wow, look at that. We had a 4.4 and a 4.9 over here on the let's see, West Chile Rise. That's what I always want to call this, the West Chile Rise. And then over here on the East Pacific Rise, I believe. What is this area called? Easter Island region. Okay, not even helpful at all. Not even. Is that Easter Island right there? Parque Nacional Rapa Nui. Yeah. We had a 4.9 at 0 kilometers depth. Then a 4.3 at 52 kilometers depth and a 4.4 at 76 kilometers depth over here in Chile. Then up in Puerto Rico, we had like 10 earthquakes, 3 and lower. 3.0 was at 15 kilometers depth, and that was just south of Indios, Peru. Or Puerto Rico. What am I talking about? Puerto Rico. Not Peru. It's like my brain just mushed all the letters together and was like, you can spell Peru out of those letters. Let's say that. Nowhere near it. 4.8 at 187 kilometers depth here off the coast. Oh, no, not even off the coast. That is onshore in Guatemala, just right in the heart of it, really close to the capital city there. Then we've got several marching across the United States. Looks like momentum is spreading into the states. We've got a 2.6 in Kansas. We had several here spread all throughout Oklahoma. One in Arkansas, a 1.8. Down here in southern Texas, we also had 1.6, 1.6, and 1.8. And we even saw 2 point somethings in West Texas, which is our usual stack zone. We also had this Colorado that was at a 2.3. Utah getting in on the action. So is everywhere around the Yellowstone caldera. Now we got to turn the quake ring sizes down just to show there are so dang many little tremors all over Southern California, just everywhere. There's little fires everywhere and there's little earthquakes everywhere. Oh gosh, that's one I forgot to do. An update I forgot to do. Earthquakes, fires, snow in the south. It's all happening, people. It's all happening. Let's see. Where was I going to go? Fire weather, wildfire activity. My favorite ArcGIS map. Well, maybe it's not my favorite one, but it's the one I use the most. Okay. Still got the Palisades incident at 75% containment. We still got the Hughes incident now at 36% containment, and the Eaton incident, which is now at 95% containment. Thank God. Because the city of Altadena was going the fuck down if the Eaton Canyon incident was not solved. We also have the Hughes fire now. Where is that? Kenneth incident, Susanna incident. Hughes fire. No, that's not going to help at all. Unsearch, undo. I searched for fire and it took me to a place in Chad called fire. No, not at all, even a little bit what I was asking. Thanks for trying though. Okay. Let's see. Still got red flag warnings in effect for everywhere from Santa Barbara all the way to Tijuana. Got a San Diego fire. Let's check this out. The Friars incident, not available. Gilman incident and the Fairmount incident. The Bernardo incident. And all the yellow ones are just the ones that happened within the past 24 hours. The border incident also. In the San Ysidro Mountains. That is a hot one. Near Huntington Beach, the Coast wildfire. Coast incident. We've got them in the Knoll incident. Gosh, just like everywhere. Everywhere. There's fires in LA. All over the place. Like what? I don't even know the neighborhoods. I guess there's one in East Los Angeles. Everybody's getting in on it. West Hollywood is fine again now, but they were evacuated for a hot second. Hughes incident. Here's the Hughes incident. I knew that was a big one. That was the biggest one that was just now making headlines. 36% contained. 10,000 acres already burned at Castaic Lake State Recreation Area. That is all near Red Mountain, Charlie Canyon to Necktie Canyon, and Warm Springs Mountain. All of this. Lake Hughes Road. That's why it's called the Hughes incident. It starts all the way back here at the old road and Castaic Road. Yeah, giant wildfire out there, raging. Thermal anomalies are popping off there. Those are those little dots. Looks really, really hot. Fire radiative power, very, very hot right here. the lake is probably radiating some of its heat back to it. These little pockets where it's getting really warm. Yeah. Let's see. You had a girlfriend that was bi. Where was she bi? What was she next to? Okay, I'm just kidding. I also have had a girlfriend who was bi, but that makes a little more sense with me being like, if I'm dating a girl, then she's at least a little gay. Look at my hair. It's so gay. It makes me so happy. Oh, beautiful. If I get hate crimed to death under the Trump presidency, then I want my hair to always look like this, so I'm always casket ready. Okay, sorry, that's really dark. I've never visited the West Coast. Thanks for asking. I would love to go at some point, but I just haven't made it out there. Let's move on to the atmosphere. Wait, I never finished my earthquakes. Jeez Louise, I'm getting so distracted. I got so distracted thinking about the earthquakes or the wildfires out there that I forgot I was in the middle of earthquakes. 2.5's out in the Juan de Fuca fracture zone. We got a lot of earthquakes in Canada, but mostly in the 1.5 range. None look too deep. Ooh, we had a 3.4 up here. Wow. North of Alaska. 168 kilometers northwest of Wainwright, Alaska, in the Chukchi Sea. Wow. Way up there in the Arctic Ocean. To the point on the map where it's like, where does the Arctic Ocean end and the sea begin, you know? This is where the North Pole used to lie, and now it's over here. So could be related to that. Let's see. We've got... Oh, let's keep going with the earthquakes. 4.8 out down here near Shivaluk in the Kamchatka Peninsula. Got a 4.8 at 48 kilometers depth, a 4.3 at 382 kilometers depth in the... What body of water is this? It's the Great Bay. No, the Sea of Japan or the China. It's not the Yellow Sea, because that's the one between here and here. It's not the Korea Strait. It's the little strip of ocean between Japan, Korea, and Russia. Right out here. They just say 185 kilometers northwest of Mikuni, Japan. Let's see, 4.9 out here at 51 kilometers depth, a 4.5 here in the Philippines at 50 kilometers depth, 4.6 at Papua New Guinea at 23, 4.5 at 493 kilometers depth, a whopper, 4.8 at 10 kilometers depth there. And then as we get to the wave-shaped plate boundary, we got a 5.6 at 621 kilometers depth. Wow, that is the winner of the deepest earthquakes. And that was today at 6:14 a.m. We had a 4.7 at 259 kilometers depth. Then a 4.4. Wow, that is also very deep. 4.4 at 613 kilometers depth. And a 4.4 at 469 kilometers depth. Dang, we've had some deep ones today. Then we had a 8 inches, deep ones. We're having all kinds of jokes on this podcast today. 5.1 at 126 kilometers depth. It sounded like I said that like I wasn't a natural English speaker. Like, we are having lots of jokes on this podcast today. Lots of jokes we are having. Okay, let's go to our atmosphere. And in the corner, I'm going to put it on our... Oh, nope. Ooh, almost stopped streaming for a second. Sometimes I hit the wrong tab. Nope, that's also not what I wanted to do. I'll hit the wrong tab and almost click out of the streaming, and it always saves my ass that it's like, are you sure you want to leave this page? I'm like, no, I'm not sure. Thank you for asking. Drinking a cheerwine float while we still can. While there's enough red 40 flavored cheerwine floating around for it to still stain my insides. I don't know if there's red 40 in cheerwine, but probably. Okay, let's go to our weather. So, what's out here? Flash flood watch in Colorado, in Aspen. Wow. That is Aspen, Vail, Glenwood Springs, Snowmash Visual, the White River National Forest, all of this. They're looking at a flash flood watch caused by an ice jam is possible. That's cool. I mean, wild. Ice buildup during the past few days of colder temperatures could release as the temperatures become more moderate today through the end of the week. Okay, so all this ice buildup is got to go somewhere. So here we are, power outages in Southern California. No shocker there. You can see that deep moisture that brought all of the snowfall to the Gulf Coast, still hugging the coast on its way out. Just giving a nice, gentle little caress to our East Coast, eastern shoreline. Look at that. So much moisture. This is GOES satellite imagery, by the way. There's also moisture sweeping in from Canada in the Pacific Northwest here too, but it's probably going to get pulled like straight south, due south, by this stationary front right here. Just going to continue to slowly creep across the plains and maybe start to fire hose itself all over the place. Then we should be seeing some showers working their way into California. Let's look at our radar right now. That is not radar. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I put it on 250 frames again. Not genius. Not the best choice. This is where we got all that new moisture sweeping in from Canada. We've got lingering moisture up here in the Great Lakes region to the Ohio River Valley, kind of stalling along that stationary. It's like it's interspersed with stationary front and cold front, because it is a cold front coming from here, but it also is... air is like moving along it and just kind of like ships passing in the night, not really like overtaking one another. Got a clipper up here, I think. Got steady, heavy snow showers near North Royalton, or 11 miles northeast of Medina, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Visibility dropping quickly, quick coating to 1 inch of snow accumulation. So this was probably a nasty little traffic situation between Cleveland and Akron, Ohio. As you can see, everywhere that is downwind of a lake is getting a lot of snow. All that like sublimation and evaporation talk I was going over in the beginning of the show, That's what this is. That's how lake effect snow still happens while the lake is frozen. You're like, I thought water had to be liquid to be evaporated from. Not the case. If the air mass is dry enough and cold enough, as it moves over the body of water, even if the body of water is frozen, it can sublimate moisture up into the atmosphere, create enough clouds to snow. Yeah. So basically, they pick up the ice from the lake and put it on your front yard, which is so cool to me. How is that not just the coolest thing in the world, that nature just naturally moves water from here to there? Again, I love the complicated water cycle. Water cycle asterisk advanced. Kind of got like a hinge point, center of rotation here, like just above Toronto. Ooh, look at that nice wave shape in there. That is a nice wave form. Okay, let's watch this one again. There is a beautiful crashing wave shape making its way through this low center of circulation. You're going to see it formulate here and crash and be so beautiful. I think this is where it's starting to circulate. Yeah, right here. Look at this fish hook coming in. Owen Sound. Ooh, look at those. Look at those beautiful spirals. It's like a French curve. It's like a stencil. It's a perfect stencil of what fluid dynamics are supposed to look like. That's gorgeous. Okay, so you can see as the wind direction shifts just a little, the area that's getting hit with all this maximum snow changes a lot, because you only need a tiny shift in angle to go from hitting it 10 miles over here to 10 miles over here. Yeah. Man, I still can't believe this is really how this came out. I love it so much. Okay. Let me stop tooting my own horn. It's getting tacky at this point. Yeah. Beautiful lake effect snow. That's what's going on there. Oh, I think I skipped over the headline that said that there is a named storm coming to England. There's a named storm coming to the UK that is gonna be maybe 100-mile-per-hour winds and producing tornadoes. Crazy stuff. I have family in Las Vegas. I would love to take you there in the future. Hey, that would be cool. It maybe meet me there so that I can travel alone by myself, just in case. Yeah. And yes, this is what our null Earth map looks like. This is where our dominant winds are. This is where the winds come sweeping down the plane. This is the big storm going on in England that they are massively worried about. A red, code red. This is not a drill. There is a disgustingly bad low out here. Let's look at pressure real quick. Okay, we are at 948 hectopascals. That is insane. This is probably going to have hurricane force winds. Wind speed. Let's see some wind speeds on this. 76 miles per hour. That is officially hurricane force winds. That is probably 80 miles per hour, clocking in at estimated 80 mile per hour winds off the coast of Ireland. They are it's probably already whipping up a storm. I cannot imagine what those little Brits out there are thinking and feeling right now. They're probably quaking in their boots, because that's fully an American sized storm. this is a storm sized for America. And I'm no American supremacist by any means. This is just a storm that is proportionally the size of America. It is a storm that is way bigger, well more massive than Ireland or England and Wales and Scotland all combined. I'd say the British Isles, but I want to give each little area their dignity because they don't get to, deserve to be lumped in with the English. I wouldn't do that to the Irish, the lovely, beautiful Irish, the proud nation of Ireland. We respect and love you. Okay. Really cool convergence zone here. Look at that. Where the winds are going like woo, 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 woo. That is really neat looking. But yeah, that is one massive storm. That's got to be terrifying. There's probably going to be tornadoes in England, which is just crazy. Let's go to our next. What's next? Schumann resonances. I bet we got something going on here, right? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, yeah, baby. Massive, massive Schumann resonances spike in the past couple of days. Especially on the 22nd, we had a huge spike. Quiet-ish today, but mode 2 is looking pretty hot. Let's look at the power factor, that amplitude of mode 2, because that's got to be high. Yeah, mode 2 really spiking lately. It's the only one spiking. But everything looked huge between the 22nd and 23rd last night. Let's go to our magnetosphere because I'm sure that is going to paint a picture of what's happening. What happened to our little egg Earth? Oh, there's a wave. There's a wave. There's a wave. Doesn't look like a whole lot velocity-wise, other than having a strong magneto-tail. I mean, our density is very low immediately surrounding this, but we've got a high-density shield. Here's where you can see the magnetic poles being different from the axis poles, because this is axis poles and this is the magnetic poles being just off axis of the axial rotation poles. Not telling too much of a story. Density went way down on the interplanetary magnetic field there for a minute. Let's go. Let's just check out the solar weather because I'm getting tired. Not tired of you guys, just sleepy. Being asked to be up and about at 9 a.m. and getting my sleep schedule adjusted is, quite a challenge. So from the 21st, we got 6 coronal mass ejections, and one of them was a type 2 angular halo, possible Earth-directed component to this one. And then on the 22nd, we had 32, 20 to 32. We had 13 coronal mass ejections, 2 of which had possible. That one looks very Earth-directed. So if it was on the near side, which I think it probably is, You can see even a little bit of proton radiation there. This is definitely headed towards us if that seems smack dab in the middle, honestly. Let's look at our WSA and Enlil. Oh yeah, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this 1-2 punch. Double whammy coming right for us. Ba-boom. Like the Netflix sound. Ba-boom. One's going a little to our west and one's a little to the east, but they're both overlapping right on Earth. So it looks like through the 25th, we are going to be, so tomorrow's the 24th, and then, so Saturday, when the LA rain is coming to put out the LA fires, and when the snow in Southtown is going to melt Saturday, we're also expecting more aurora causing geomagnetic storms to come in. Let's see. Is this M3.3? Open the new tab. 3961, I bet. Oh no, 3967, they said gave one. Solar protons did go up just a little bit, so I noticed that some snow was on there. Let's look at our flares. We did have an M3.3 on the 21st. We also had an M1.3 on the 22nd. M3.3 discussion. Visible on LASCO. We had a data gap in something else, but here is the CME from that one, that M3.3. Okay. Auroral activity. We're only at a KP index of 1 right now. Hemispheric power is only moderate. Everything's pretty moderate, but we have not gotten the coronal mass ejections here towards us yet. So let's see what those looked like. 3961 looks so nasty. That is just a honking whopper of a storm. Sleepy. Oh, look at all that communication between different spots. It's like they're sending each other Morse code. Let's look at our planetary weather now. Because today had an official Mars-Mercury opposition. Mercury in Capricorn at 23 degrees, exactly opposed Mars retrograde in Cancer earlier in the day today. We have currently a nice, lovely configuration of a grand cross, also with a cradle and isosceles triangle. That is actually very close to the shape of my chart. You'll find me bringing up my own chart a lot because I'm self-centered. Let's see. We had the sun conjunct Pluto is now separating from that aspect. Thank goodness, because sun conjunct Pluto can get a little old. It's a little bit powerful, tiresome power struggle kind of thing. Very sensitive too. I'd say your mercurial tasks probably took on, you had extra energy to do them, but maybe they were a little bit emotionally draining this time. Felt like you had to pour your heart and soul into them to get it done. Like doing errands meant so much to you emotionally is what that gives me. The moon has moved into Sagittarius. We no longer have the moon in its fall in Scorpio, where we did the past 2 days. it's been a rough past 2 days. I'm not even going to lie. Moon and Scorpio transits are not super fun. They're very emotionally intense, I think. We've got Venus is now applying to a trine with Mars. And with that Venus and Mars, we did just have a grand trine, but the moon was debilitated in Scorpio, so it was probably possessive and clingy, and weird and overly intense. But now that the moon is out of that little spat of Scorpio-ness, Mars and Venus can talk to each other like flirty adults. They can be, I think there's, romance in the air, dare I say it, for Pisces and Cancer, third decan, feminine sign type people. This is also making a minor trine or I thought it was a grand sextile, a minor trine, whatever. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Anyway, Uranus is involved in that. So somehow if you get a little weird, get a little freaky, get a little outside the box with Venus and Mars playing together here, I think you're going to be very happy, very satisfied. It's currently a Jupiter day. It was just a Mars hour, and now it's a Sun hour. What did I not talk about? Sun trine Jupiter. Sun is applying to a trine with Jupiter, but it's not quite there yet. I wouldn't call that a major aspect yet. Biggest deal is that Mars opposite Mercury, which can feel a little stifling, but also aggressive and explosive, of like very martial magic is Mars magic, Mercury being the magic. It's a lot. Let's go back to this, and I'm going to bring us back to half Irish, half Italian. Hey, that's pretty nice. I like that. That's a good combination. I am not Italian that I know of, but I grew up friends with some Italian people, Italian Americans that I liked a lot. Free coffee. Love that. Let me do a little singing bowl. We're going to do a little bit of the vibe weather here. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you're new, this is my new hair color. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I did it myself. And if you want to see a video of how to do that or how I did it, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to post a video soon. As soon as I edit the footage, I'm going to post about how I did that, because I'm so proud of it. Just love it so much. Okay. I'm going to get a read on the vibe weather, but first let's make sure we got a read on the vibe. We're getting back in touch with the good, compassionate one. My grip got weird. Hold on. Love this thing. This is like probably one of the best purchases I've ever made, and it was very cheap when I got it because the Tibetan monks were doing a residency at my college where I happened to work for the events department, and so I both knew when they had it for sale and got to buy one for sale. Beautiful. Compassion. Okay. I bet I could draw on a little mustache with a Palo Santo. Look how stupid this looks. Look how goofy. Ha ha ha. It's a little French mustache. Little. Ha 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 ha. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to get a little silly sometimes, you know? Gotta get a little silly. If you're not drawing a mustache on yourself with the ashy end of your Palo Santo, what are you even doing life for, you know? If you're not getting a little goofy with it, what are you even doing it for? Life is here to be goofed and gaffed and made fun of and thrived in and lived and loved. Have fun. Me? A clown? Yeah, I'd believe it. Okay, here we go. I can play with Roger Waters, the best Pink Floyd. Yes, well, I sing along with Pink Floyd a lot. Especially the album The Wall. You would think with the hair, I would like Dark Side of the Moon the best. But the first Pink Floyd album that really resonated with me was The Wall, right after I got out of the psych ward. I got that on CD and played it over and over and over. I think it was like a 2-disc CD, and I would play both discs back to back, and it was just something about it. It's just really healing. Something about getting out of a psych ward and listening to The Wall that extra something special. It adds a little something to the album if you've just been in an institution. Okay. Let's get our vibe weather report going, and then I'm going to go asleep. Go a sleepy bye. Los asleepies. Not los spookies. Los asleepies. Los snoopies. All right, who wants to come out for this one? His mustache is so funny. Here we go. I am life everlasting. I am an eternal being. It says, you cannot die. You are everlasting life. In grace, you may choose to relax and allow your gentle transition back into your non-physical state of pure positive energy. Your natural state is foreverness. That's what this card says. So, if you know somebody making their transition back into foreverness, just remember they're just beating you back to where we all came from. They're not leaving you forever. It is actually us in the mortal world that have left the people who are not even so deluded as to think that they're people out in the oneness. We're the ones that left not people who die leaving us. People who die go back to the one. And people who are born are the ones that leave the one. Okay. But we can actually still always access the one. It's complicated. Let's okay. Let's move on. I am life everlasting. I am an eternal being. Yes, we are. That's why you shouldn't ever let somebody try to sell you eternal life. You already have it, baby. Okay. Look deep within yourself and you will realize the life everlasting was coming from inside the house. Ooh, maybe that's a jumper. I don't know. Who wants to come out today? Okay. The 8 of Cups, and I picked it up upright. 8 of Cups upright. So what are we walking away from? Maybe there was some hardship in the past. Maybe we are going through a dark night of the soul, as this does depict a traveler by night in kind of a rugged, watery, and mountainous landscape. It's got a moon that also implies like its full face. It's showing that this is a moon by indicating like the crescent aspect of it, but also got the full moon indicating cycles, evoking the memory of how the moon waxes and wanes and how we go through cycles with emotional abundance and gifts. And sometimes you got to know when to walk away from a situation. Sometimes you got to know when you are being spoiled with too many options. The 7 of Cups, the previous one, is an abundance of choice, the burden of abundance of choice. 8 is like, this is too many monkeys, too many circuses. I got to just get going and go. Then you'll come to the 9 of Cups and be like sitting pretty like, yeah, look at all my cups. And 10 of Cups, you'll be like, good to go. But 8 of Cups, you've got to remember this is a cycle of abundance and sacrifice. I look so silly with this mustache on, but I'm going to keep talking serious. Got to remember this is a cycle, that abundance and manifestation are a cycle. And then at some point you have to walk away from the abundance in order to give it back to the cycle of abundance that springs eternal for other people. So got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. As someone once said to me, let's go to, I'm life everlasting. I'm an eternal being. If I walk away, I will come back. It will come back to me. It will come back to somebody. Okay. You never count your money. You're sitting at the table. Okay, I'm sorry. Look at that. Look how cool that looks. I'm sorry. I can't even deal. I can't get over this right now. That's so awesome. What? This is how I've always wanted it to look. Like, this is exactly how I've always wanted it to look every time I've done this. Thank you. I like the mustache too. I don't know why it's so cute. It's a little like, Frenchman. Thank you. I like the orange too. And you can even see the yellow better on camera, I think. In real life, it looks like just kind of all orange, but it's not. There is a subtle pink to orange to yellow cast to it. Yeah, that's really pretty. Shout out to Chroma Daddy who made these colors. Colorists, color by colorists, for colorists. I'm not really a hair cutter. I'm not a hairstylist. I don't style my hair, obviously. I just do a really nice layered like a really rough layered cut. And yeah, weird mullet hair in a rainbow and mustache and all. I look really good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, liminal space. What is the vibe that goes with these? I think it has to do with ending cycles, walking away, feeling abundance in the walking away. This is kind of crazy. Oh, who's jumping out at me? I feel like more cards came out than that. Invisibility mode. So while I look the most conspicuous of all, this is kind of like when I put on my, you can't see me, I'm incognito. This is my incognito mustache. I am just another normal man wearing camo and an incognito mustache, and nothing to see here, folks. No one to hate crime here. Just another normal man with a mustache and going hunting and smoking cigarettes. Just normal stuff here. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. It might be a woman with weird hair. Okay. Just cracking myself up tonight. I can't even explain to you why it's so funny to me. It just is. Invisibility mode. Let's see what this has to say. Again, this has, the funny thing about invisibility mode is this other card I drew from another deck has kind of this like invisible person outline on it, which is a really cool synchronicity. And it looks kind of like the meme of the guy fading into the background, like peace. And the Eight of Cups kind of has that peace out kind of thing. Peace out vibes, but like sweetly and nicely and abundantly. Invisibility mode. Okay. Invisibility mode. Invisibility mode. In periods of recovery or extreme vulnerability, one may temporarily disappear as a means of self-protection. This feature allows for expedited healing as well as privacy. If not self-induced, it is possible that this is a spell. So that's quite literally what I was talking about when I was talking about why I wear this big old jacket to blend in sometimes, because it is very prudent to be able to blend into your surroundings occasionally. Just for protection's sake. Yes. I am a normal. I'm not going to say what. I am a normal just like you. Yes, fellow normals. It is me, another normal. I am just another normal like you. And I can blend in and be accepted in polite human society. Yes, I am so normal. I don't know how the world's going to end or anything. Can't tell ya. Sorry. Not allowed to tell you. I do know how it ends. I'm not allowed to tell you. Guys, when you start letting yourself dream again, you get some pretty wild previews for the future. But then you can't really tell anybody because like it won't change it. It's kind of like That's So Raven. Even if and when you can see the future, you can't change it. It always happens that way anyway, even if you try to avoid it. Just like in That's So Raven, she always, even though she would work so hard to offset the future, she would somehow make it happen. It was even the part of her vision where she tried to prevent it happening that made it happen. Like that's how seeing the future works. I'm not saying the world is ending. I'm saying that the world as we know it is ending right before our eyes. And I knew it was going to happen this way. So have fun with that climate change, everybody. I've been trying to warn y'all for years, and I just can't. I can't anymore. I can't warn anyone anymore. I can't warn y'all any more than I already have. So you had a GIF told me I wasn't allowed to think. If you mean GF, a girlfriend, then I'm sorry. That's abusive. That sucks. People shouldn't be telling you, especially people you're dating, shouldn't be telling you that you're not allowed to think. Now, if this was a .gif image file that told you you're not allowed to think, I think you don't have to listen to that either. Because it's just a picture. Okay. This has been another episode of another exciting, riveting update episode of Today's Weather Tonight. Again, here's what my hair looks like. This is how it turned out. It's so cool. I'm so proud. I feel like Rainbow Bright dream. Feel like a piece of metal that's been scalded and burned too many times and is now going through the like purifying fire. I don't know. I'm just in love with this hair. Maybe it's not the best haircut, but I did my best on the cut. And if somebody else wants to fix it for free, they can. Okay. I love you guys so much. I will see you in the next episode. For now, have a great night. I love you. Bye.